Yo, what's going on, guys? Sinister Skater here, and I'm back with another episode of Is It Epic, where we talk about the epic variants of Infinite Warfare, what they bring to the table, give them, a little review, a little grade, and discuss, is it really worth the time and salvage to put into the gun? Is it truly epic? So for this episode, we're going to be covering the RVN Assault Rifle Epic variant, the Blowout, which grants the weapon the Overcharge perk, which gives it a little mini explosion when melees connect, and the stability perks, and we'll get into those more in depth in a little bit. But the RVN is a free DLC weapon that is available to everyone once they complete a challenge in game. If you want specifics, I'll direct you to a video I've done detailing the RVN in depth. The Blowout variant is a Quartermaster Collection item, meaning it's only available through supply drops, so you have to get really lucky to get this. You can't really waste salvage on this weapon unless they decide to update it in the future and bring it to a craftable state, which they have done with some of the collection items already, so we'll have to see. Now, the RVN is a 2-burst energy assault rifle. It's pretty good by itself. I like it. It works similar to the Type 2, where you can hold Y or triangle to pull the weapon apart, and when you do this, it becomes a one-hit melee weapon. It kind of mimics defibrillators, which I find pretty cool, and you can run faster with them, and this is where that overcharge melee perk comes in. Now, let's discuss the epic variant of this weapon. Sadly, it really doesn't bring much to the table. The stability perk usually is good because it reduces recoil by a lot. I find it awesome on the ERAD Cerberus, the K-Bar Invective, and some of the other legendary variants that have the stability perk on it. The RVN already is pretty accurate by itself though, so the stability perk doesn't do much to this weapon to make it stability. I mean, I have some tests that I've done on a map just in a private game, and you really can't tell a difference when you're spraying at a wall with the normal variant and the epic variant with the stability perk. It's mainly because the thing has no recoil. It's a 2-burst weapon, so there's that. The overcharge perk, which is its signature perk, doesn't do that much for it either. What the perk does is when you get melee kills in alt modes, it creates a cone explosion from the melee weapons, which gives the melee weapon a possibility to get a double kill, which usually is not the case. I'm thinking like, wow, this might be like a big explosion like the Biospike. It's gonna be awesome. You can run around and just have a lot of fun, but it's not. I think that's how it should be. If you're listening to Infinity War, you need to buff the Blowout variant up, but to get this perk to activate, enemies almost have to be touching each other, which rarely happens in multiplayer. I played a good amount with the Blowout using the melee weapons. I never got it to work in my experience. I went to some private matches and played around with some dummy bots on the map Genesis and mess around. You can see some gameplay footage here, and I did get the perk to work, and you can see it in action. But again, the enemies have to be really close to each other or stacked up right behind each other. In actual multiplayer, this is a very, very rare occurrence. Everyone's always moving in unpredictable fashions. They rarely are grouped up, and if anything, you may get a instance where another enemy may be stunned by the cone explosion, and then you can run up and get another easy kill when they're slowed down, but then again, that's not going to be happening a lot. Now, I have heard that the Blowout variant may be good in zombies because you can run around and melee people, and the cone does extra damage to surrounding zombies. You can train them around and kind of cut down zombies like that. But I watched some gameplay on YouTube. Didn't seem like it did much, so I'm going to go ahead and dismiss that theory. I don't even think you can use variants in zombies. I may be wrong because I haven't played that much, but if that's something someone wants to go test, you can go ahead and do it, but I don't think that's going to be the case. So it's grade time for the RVN Blowout, and it is not epic. I usually don't give plus or minuses for the Is It Epic series, but in this case, actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and give this a F. Just straight up give it a F. I was going to give it a D-, but it's getting an F. Because the gun variant brings nothing to the table for multiplayer. It really does nothing for hardcore players too. The stability perk, while it's fantastic on other weapons, like I said, it doesn't really do anything for the RVN. It's 2 bursts, it's already accurate. Overcharge only comes in play when it's rare situations. The things that made me consider giving it a D- at first was that it's only available in supply drops, so you can't really waste salvage on it. It's kind of just like a random gift. But again, in zombies, it may be true that if you can pack punch it, you can do some work on zombies, get extra damage, but it's probably not the case, so I don't know. But I'm giving it an F overall. This thing, I was kind of excited to get it, but really doesn't bring anything to the table. And I've been thinking about giving some other weapons Fs before. Good thing I recorded this first, because those weapons probably get some Ds after seeing this, because this honestly does nothing for the game. So as for a class setup for the RVN Blowout, I don't really have anything to say about this either. There's not much recoil, so you don't need to use a grip. It comes with a reticle that's pretty good and usable, so you don't really need to use ELO. I mean, that's all preference again. I mean, it's all really preferences. There's no attachments that make it amazing, so you can put whatever you want to on like a normal assault rifle class. Momentum may be a good perk to use if you're trying to melee people and catch up with them, but again, just do whatever. I usually will put quick draw on it and use my standard class setup like ghost, dexterity, so on and so on. So that's it for this episode of Is It Epic RVN Blowout. A real big disappointment, especially since it is a Quartermaster Collection item where you can only get it in supply drop. So hopefully you guys enjoyed as always. Thanks for watching. I'm Sinister Skater. If you guys have any suggestions for future epic weapons that you'd like to see me review, leave them down below in the comments. But with that, guys, be sure to subscribe for future gaming and Call of Duty content if you guys are not already. Like the video if you liked it, dislike if you disliked it. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace out.